Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a live tournament cast of the Steel Division League New Year tournament that was run over the previous weekend. This cast was done live on Twitch and it's as close to the action as you're ever going to get it. Hopefully you can bear with a little snags here and there. It's great action and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So on the left hand side in blue we have Tarsh, who is playing the 14th Infantry. Let's have a look at his deck. So what do we have? Well, we have the Fusilier DPs in A. We have 18 Ersatztruppen in A. So I mean, the buff to the 18 Ersatztruppen, that's pretty significant. I think it's just very strong, the number of Ersatztruppen you can get now. Vanguard deck, remember, he has the Stosstroop MP44s there, as well as Sekirungs and Begleitgrenadier Pioneer, sorry. They're going to be very strong. And not many infantry units in B phase. Well, I mean, 18 Grenadier DPs is probably enough, given that he may well have some cover over from A. What else do we have? We have the Tigers, two Tigers in A phase, 2 in B phase, and 8 in C phase. So it's kind of interesting that he's opting for most of his Tigers in C phase, despite the fact that he's on a Vanguard income. What else do we have here? We've got IG-33s in A phase. That's interesting. And 8 IG-290Rs in A phase. Also very interesting. They don't come with the heat shells, if I remember, but you can get 8 of them, which is ridiculous compared to the recent OB-25 IG something. IG something nerf. And then he has the Pack 40s in B and in C phase. So, oh, and look at that, the JU-88S1 in C phase. I can't wait to see if that one comes out. That is an absolute beauty of a plane in C phase. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing that one. Let's have a look at Pixy. Pixy's playing the 84th Guard Strelkovi on Vanguard income as well. We have the T-34Es, we have the IS-2 in A phase, and we have 3 IS-2s in B phase as well. So 2 IS-2s in A phase and 3 in B phase. So he's going to hopefully be attempting to get those IS-2s out earlier, sooner rather than later, and I feel like that could be quite a good choice there, because most of the Tigers that Tarsh has are coming in C phase. So if he gets those IS-2s out in B phase before the Tigers, then, you know, hopefully that should I think he's gonna have a good time with that. I think infantry wise, well, he has the Cherno Pidzanikis in A phase. They can stand up to the in fact, they can probably beat the Ersatztruppen because they have the machine guns. Gvardia, he's got plenty of infantry in A phase, certainly enough infantry in A phase. He's got double cards in B phase, no in C phase. In fact, I don't think there's any C phase units. There's perhaps one aircraft behind me. In fact, there's 2 aircraft behind me. I'll have to try and fix that so I'm not in front next time. I didn't. We'll deal with that for a future one. But yeah, I think it's all going to be relying on those getting those IS-2s out, and hopefully that should do the job. He does have the IL-237s as well, so potentially that could do some decent work as well. Right, let's get into the game. Oh, we don't want to be doing that, do we? So at least we can get rid of the panel now. We're out of Steel Division Normandy. We can get rid of the panel. So both players looks like they're going fairly strong up north. We've got a Tiger E actually in the south, which is interesting. And wow, look at the number of units from Solo and Pixy going down south. Thanks very much for the follow, El Theo Man. Is that Theoman222 and DM2044? Thanks very much for the follow, guys. We're going to be covering the rest. Well, we're going to be covering for another few hours as well. I don't think I'll be able to cover all night. Up north, we've got a M42 gun taking early shots off at the Stock Troop from Starsh. We've got Odna Machiki coming out early, and actually, yeah, I think Solo and Pixie's actually concentrating down south, whereas Tarsh is concentrating up north. So this is going to be an interesting game. There's going to be a lot of action happening, and potentially we'll try and catch as much of it, but when players are focusing on different flanks, sometimes it's hard to capture all of the action all at once. Solo and Pixie actually pushing very far forwards. Potentially could take this early flag off of Tarsh. He's got the two Erzats trooping in position, but the Sapri PPSH, they should be able to do the job. If they get into these buildings with the PPSH, they should be able to beat out the Erzats trooping here, especially, you know, you're looking at 2 against 1. Well, 8 men against 8 men. Yeah, the Solo and Pixie should win out that position. And actually, oh, this is going to be interesting. Can he take this central position? I think the Flammenworth may well be able to hold off there with the flamethrower, but actually, yeah, Solo and Pixie pushing into the building, and with the fire support as well coming from the OB25 in the rear, was able to win that out. So nice micro there from Solo and Pixie, pushing into the building there, negating the opportunity for the flamethrower. And look at this down south. Wow, Cherno Pizzaniki is just rushing across the open. Unbelievable. I've not seen this tactic in a long time in A. Well, I don't know if I've ever seen this tactic before. In A phase, just openly pushing Cherno Pizzaniki across the open. Unbelievable. What else do we have? We have a PE3 and an IL2 coming up in the northern side, looking to take down this Tiger. If this Tiger goes down, this will be a major win for Pixie in the southern side, that's for sure. He'll be able to bring in those Cherno Pizzanikis right up into the town. The Tiger's backing off, trying to get out of line of sight. He is getting hit, driver knockout and transmission damage, but the IL-237 wasn't able to get the kill. There's an M42-45 gun engaging, as well as an OB-25 with its heat shells, but I think that Tiger is just going to manage to hold on. We've got another Tiger E coming into the central ground. I think Tarsh is right to concentrate on this southern side, and actually, if you can get some units into position to take out these Cherno Pizzaniki, they should be able to do a decent job in the open. I'd like to potentially see some of those IGs that Tarsh has got in his deck. He has a lot of IGs in his deck. A couple of them down here, and those Cherno Pizzanikis will be completely and utterly decimated. I think Tarsh also needs to concentrate up north. He can see the amount of units down south, and potentially that's going to give him the opportunity in the north at least. The M424 hoorah in the bottom, yeah. Absolutely. And Ogdamachiki now racing forwards. Let's have a quick look at the micro. Yeah, just complete and utterly rushing across the open ground, just hoping to get that absolute World War One, what is it, mass assault, just absolute it's probably hundreds of men here, hundreds of men just openly assaulting and rushing across the open fields. We still have the IL-237 in play, trying to potentially get a Tiger kill. Finally the IG-290s do come in. These are vital to holding on to this position, and I feel like Tarsh can do that. The flat milling also coming in, which will cover the Tigers. Great moves for Tarsh. Has to worry about the northern side. So Lumen Pixie's picked up a 14-10 as it stands, thanks to these two flags here. But I think Tarsh has plenty of potential here, because these IGs should do major damage against these Cherno Pizzanikis, and I think the Flatvilling will be able to hold off the IL-237. Potentially this set, yeah, he's now bringing in a Flatvilling to cover the central one, so good choice there, very good choice. And yeah, I think Solo and Pixie could be in a little bit of trouble. He's devoted so many resources to this area that certainly, well, I mean, I suppose these Cherno Pizzanikis, they are only 15 points apiece, but wow, there's got to be 150 points there. So I don't know. Will it give him the edge or not? I'm not 100% certain on this. We have an M3A1 KO 203mm off map coming into this northern side. We've got Cherno Pizzanikis in the trucks waiting for the assault. This could be a good move here, but we've got plenty of Panzer II Luxors coming into this northern side as well. Soloing Pixie has the 15-9 now, picking up this flag back here, and Tosh has got a multi-mun just back here chilling out. Potentially it did bring in an FK288R, which may have gone down possibly to the OB25 or the T34E. Tosh definitely needs some anti-tank up here to deal with that T34E. I mean, the FK288 is not in a great position. The Panzer II Lux are going to get beaten out by this T34E, so Tosh could well be in trouble in this northern side, and potentially this is just a massive distraction from soloing Pixie. The Cherno-Pixaniki have finally made it into the buildings, and that's going to give them a lot harder time it's going to give Tosh a lot harder time trying to get rid of them, but they don't have any anti-tank weaponry on them, so the Tiger is going to be okay for now. Some 82mm mortars coming very far forward, interesting, probably to target these IG-290Rs in the back, and I think they are going to be slightly in trouble though. This Tiger in the central is going to have a decent job of just holding position and using its HE. Light Pioneers coming in now, they're going to be excellent at getting rid of the Cherno-Pixanikis, but once they're gone, it's sort of getting those Light Pioneers into a better position is going to be tough. What is Pixie doing here? I think, is he going after the okay, so he's throwing smoke down on the Tiger. That was interesting. I wasn't 100% sure what he was going to do there. I wouldn't be surprised if he targets that flat billing any second now. Oh, I think he is now targeting the IG-290s on the hill, and that's a good choice. No, throwing smoke down, so not targeting with HE, which is fairly interesting actually. Fairly interesting choice. In the northern side, we've got the off-map ready to be unleashed. The Cherno-Pixaniki have unloaded, so Pixie's kind of decided to hold his position. He's got a 14-10 at the moment. Tarsh is definitely on the back foot as it stands. Thiemann says if the IS-2 comes out with the rifles at the bottom, it could be a tough time for Tarsh. That is, yeah, I think that's a... Oh, maybe you guys saw that, but I did not see that one in the corner. We do have an IS-2 in the bottom, possibly predicted by Thiemann. Possibly he saw a sneak look at that, and nice call there, bringing in the IS-2 Comrati into the south. Yeah, that's really going to challenge the Tigers. The Tigers are going to need to be much closer to deal with those IS-2s. Potentially could look for a side shot, you know, pairing the two Tigers together, but it's awfully risky business. The Blue Pioneers, they have managed to deal with a lot of the Cherno-Pixanikis in the building, and I don't think Solo Wing Pixie is going to make progress. It's going to be difficult for him to take this flag. The IS-2 is going to help out, but I feel like there's enough assets back here with the IGs to take out a lot of that advancing infantry, and I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Soloing Pixie has started very well. He's got the 14-10. He just needs to protect what he's got, really. We did miss the off-map coming down. He is advancing in the town, and wow, that off-map, there were a lot of units that have gone down here. There was a Panzer II Lux. There was a couple more squads of infantry. So massive breakthrough in that northern side. And up to a 15-9, I think he's just got to hold on, really. He's got 12 minutes left to win out in this game. We've got an off-map in the northern central area, but not too much in here for Tarsh. Tarsh, I think, has been on the back foot from the very start with these Cherno-Pixanikis in the south, and it's going to be tough for Tarsh coming back, because if those IS-2s get out onto the field, things are going to get even tougher. The IS-2 Comrati is engaging the Tiger in the south, I believe. Let's see how that one plays out. So yeah, Tiger, he's only going to bounce at that range. He needs to get in closer. And the IS-2 also misses first shot. The IS-2 is not necessarily a cert at this range, but it's certainly got a major advantage over the Tiger in the southern side. A lot of the infantry has now gone down, and it's a case where this IS-2 is kind of holding this southern side. If this IS-2 wasn't here, I'd be looking for Tarsh to push forwards. Potentially, I think he ought to be pushing this Tiger and just trying to get down into this dead zone here, potentially all the way up close. But but I think he's also concentrating on the north and the central areas, because Solo and Pixy is attacking in force with this cheap infantry. Mass attacks. The Ognamachiki, the Chino Pizzanikis, all attacking. Gvardia's reinforcing, and yeah, these are going to go right to the back of the town. We could see another flag fall. We're down to a 16-8 now. 10 minutes left on the clock, but Tarsh is in real trouble. He is in real trouble. And look at the reinforcements coming in from Solo and Pixy. Gvardia card after Gvardia. And Solo and Pixy's units on the ground. Wow, we did miss the Tiger. It went down in the south. We did miss that one, but the IS-2, I think on balance, was bound to win out in that match. We've got one Tiger in the central area, but I think Tarsh is in real trouble right now. 16-8 down, 10 minutes left. He's going to have to rely on those Tiger cards to pull himself back, but he's only got 2 in B phase and then another well, he's got 8 in C phase, but by then he's down to 110 points. The Tigers, they cost 120 points. Down goes the Panzer II Lux, the T-34Es. Looks like Solo and Pixie's picking up on another flag. 17-7 now. Tarsh in real trouble. Lots of reinforcements coming into this northern side, as well as a Tiger E Fiora. Will it be enough? I think potentially it's enough to hold on to this southern side, but is it enough to attack back? I don't think it is. Both of the guys, they're on the same income level, and Tarsh coming back into this game is going to be real trouble. It's going to be real struggle for him against the IS-2 Comrades to come back into this game. We've only got 1 on the field right now, but surely Solo and Pixie's got to be itching to get out another of those IS-2s. I think he had 1 in A phase, and then I think the rest of them were in B phase. I think he had 4 in B phase, if I remember right. Looks like these Grenadiers are targeting the central position rather than the north, so interesting that all of them came into this central area. We've got another Tiger E Fiora coming into the northern ground, and there is no IS-2 up here, so the Tigers are still sort of king of this northern side for the moment. But you've got to expect, well, more Gvardias coming in from Solo and Pixy. He is pouring in the infantry, and wow, look at all these Panzer II Luxes coming in from Tarsh. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Panzer II Luxes, 35 points apiece. You're talking over 150 points in Panzer II Luxes. Flammenwerfers coming in potentially to reinforce. I feel like Solo and Pixie's really trying to overwhelm Tarsh in that northern side, and really this southern side he's kind of just trying to hold on to now. Most of his Chino Pizzanikis has gone down, most of his actual fighting force is down. It's only the IS-2 Comrade. We've got a second IS-2 into this central position. We have an IL-37 coming up north, I would assume, to attack these 2 Tigers. No, to going after the Panzer II Luxes. I mean, he's going to have a fantastic time going after these Panzer II Luxes, but maybe he's trying to micro onto the Tiger second. Well, we do have a ME-109 G4 coming in. One of the Luxes do go down. We have a second G4. Those 2 should pick up the kill, although we have a PE-3 coming in as well. And Solo and Pixie's forcing Tarsh to invest in air power now, which is going to hurt him. Tarsh needs forces down on the ground, but I don't understand why he's doing it. Ooh, didn't quite get the kill there. No anti-air at the moment from Solo and Pixy. Yeah, I was just about to say I'd be expecting an anti-mill, an anti-air gun out on the ground at any point. Does finally get the kill, and surely will retarget the PE-3, although one of them on the back, yes, in real trouble. Those PE-3s, if they get on the back, they can certainly deal a lot of damage. Look at the micro from Solo and Pixy with this P3. Is he going to get on the back of this ME-109? No. They are now in a turn fight. That ME-109 will win out in this turn fight. Should get on the back of that P3, but potentially the Zenot 37mm may well pull out the victory for Solo and Pixy. Oh, you don't necessarily want to go head on against a PE-3, and Tarsh needs to recover that plane fast. We've got Flammenwerfers down here in the central side, not yet being used. The northern side is looking fairly sewn up for Solo and Pixy, but I guess if Tarsh can push back through here, there isn't, there's a lot of infantry. It's going to be tough to dig out, but other than infantry, there's like not a lot else here. We have so much infantry in this central area. A T-34E is all that's there other than infantry. So I guess if Tarsh does use these Panzer II Luxors, potentially he's got to be a little bit worried about. We've got the PTRS-41. He's probably going to engage those Panzer II Luxors, which they could well be in trouble from that PTRS-41. Yeah, he is engaging this one down south, but the Panzer II Lux should turn around. Ooh, shoot a knockout. That was a massive critical there. Keeps that PTRS-41 alive for a little bit more time. 5 minutes left on the clock, and crew kill. So that PTRS-41 did manage to do the job. Panzer II Lux has picked up the flag though, although it is now surrounded due to the death of his wingman. More Panzer II Luxors in the central area, so Tarsh is recognising that there's only infantry and he's trying to use the Panzer II Luxors to clear up most of the job. He's just got the T-34E to deal with. 2 Tigers in the central ground will just continue just trying to batter whatever's there. We do have a, no, that's an M42 gun. I thought that might be a T-34E for a moment. In the southern side, we haven't come down here much before. The IG-290Rs have moved up. We've got a PE-3, yeah, looking to attack them. And the IS-2 Komroti still king down in the southern side. And the, wow, he's got one in the centre as well. So I think Solo Wing Pixy is going to advance in the southern side. Tarsh is trying his best to recapture ground in the north, but I think just because all of his resources are going into the north, Solo Wing Pixy is going to eventually win out in the south as well. It looks like the Grenadier DP will get the shot off against the T-34E. Oh no, just not in the right position to get that Panzerfaust shot off. Very unlucky there. One building over. Probably would have got the kill on the T-34E. We've got the Panzer II Lux in position, but there's the surrender. So congratulations to Solo Wing Pixy, commiserations to Tarsh. 17 minutes 30 seconds. Solo Wing Pixy picks up the victory on Slutsk East. And it was a fairly convincing victory. 1,450 kills and 925 losses. Wow, I don't know what you guys thought about that game, but that was interesting in that southern side with those Cherno Pizzanikes. Unbelievable attack. I've never seen somebody attack like that in the south in A phase. I mean, potentially in C phase when you've got tons of infantry units and you're already decently up in the game to launch, you know, an open field rush. But to do that at the very start of the game in A phase, it takes some cojones, I would say. Yeah, I mean, we were, what, 17 minutes, so just under 20 minutes. So in a longer game, this probably would have been more of a gap between them, but it's not over the top. I think it was the cost of infantry that probably accounted for most of these. Let's have a look at the kills for Solo Wing Pixy. The Sapari Rocks early on picking up some decent kills. I'm not exactly sure where that was. I think potentially in the central area or in the northern central area. The T-34E got a couple of Panzer II Lux kills, and he was kind of big man on campus in that northern central area as well. The off map did a stellar job. I mean, look at this off map really opened up this northern side for Solo Wing Pixy. I think had that off map not have come down, Tarsh would certainly have had more time. A lot more time. We saw that he did deal with that southern side, apart from the IS-2s. He did really deal with that southern side and the attack quite effectively. So if this off map hadn't come down and the attack come down in the north, I think Tarsh would have, you know, cleared up the southern side, and then it would just have been a classic, you know, can you take out the IS-2s sort of game. But yeah, that off map did a fantastic job. Cherno Pizzanikes, you know, picking up the odd kills here and there. The IS-2 Komroti did get the Tiger E kill in the south. We did miss that, but there was a lot of action in the north at the same time. And the IL-237 picked up a couple of Panzer II kills, but not a major job. I think really it's just the cost of the infantry potentially that's adding to the sort of the kills for Solo Wing Pixy. Obviously the Tiger E went down. It's a fairly decent kill. The Flakvling went down to the OB25. That's a nice kill. I think that was down in the southern side. That's a fairly expensive kill, losing the Flakvling. Tarsh did bring that Flakvling very close up to his Tiger in the south. So potentially, you know, I don't think I would have been pushing the Flakvling as close up on that southern side. I think the reason he did it was to try and deal with some of those Cherno-Pidzanikis that were attacking across the open with the actual Flakvling itself. And it's a good idea, but then it did put that Flakvling in a major tough spot, and the OB25 did manage to take that one out. So yeah, that would have made up like 100 odd points. Let's have a look at the losses for Solo Wing Pixy. The FK288 did a decent job. I think that was in the northern central area. Tiger E took down an M42 gun and an OB25. The Flakvling did get the Cherno, did get a number of kills, so at least I think that it was the same Flakvling that went down, Franzman. Yeah, so at least he did get a number of kills, so it wasn't necessarily a flat out loss. What else do we have? The Beglite Pioneers picked up a number of Cherno-Pidzanikis. The problem with these Beglite Pioneers was, though, once they'd taken back those houses, they were kind of out the game, and your Beglite Pioneers are the absolute best units. Well, best infantry unit in the game is the Beglite Pioneer. So to kind of, I feel like that was a mistake to use them in that southern side. I think they should have been in the northern area, in the northern town, or in the northern central area, because at least they're going to be in the game no matter what. Once he'd taken those houses back in the south, they were kind of out the game because they had to advance across the open, and he didn't have that ground anyway. So that's just my opinion here, but they did get a number of kills for him, and they definitely held off that southern side. They helped to get rid of those Cherno-Pidzanikis in the buildings, and then it was basically vehicle kills. Yeah, Panzer II Lux kills. Tiger E Führer did get a kill onto the T-34E. Yeah, it was mostly vehicle kills, so I think Solo Wing Pixy just overwhelmed Tarsh with the number of units that he had. But I think I certainly enjoyed that game, and I hope you guys enjoyed that southern attack. Absolutely unbelievable. I absolutely love that southern attack, and yeah, that was a nice attack. I'm glad we covered that game. To see that southern attack come in, unbelievable. I've never seen anyone push that kind of attack through before. So yeah, that was a fantastic sight to watch. So congratulations to Solo Wing Pixy. He moves on in the tournament through to face off the winner of Losser versus Kato Megumi ZZ. So again, that will be a massive game. Losser versus Kato Megumi ZZ, big game. And then the winner of that will face off against Solo Wing Pixy.